Well, hi there. Welcome back. Dan here from Clean Guru. So today I wanted to talk about a question we get at the office a lot. What kind of buildings should I clean? What kind of cleaning should I offer? What should be the target market for my janitorial service? And there's lots of ways you can go on this, but it certainly is worth thinking about, taking an afternoon to talk about and think about, because you're going to be working on it a long time, probably years building this. So upfront thinking about this is probably will pay off. I remember my business partner, Tony, and we thought about this, and I'll share with you the two or three things we thought about that may help you when you're trying to decide what kind of buildings, what kind of cleaning to offer. So the most important thing we thought was, let's make it something that we can build on, that we can grow. And to do that, it would also need to be stable. It couldn't constantly be falling apart as far as let's say the employees leaving, or we would never be able to be scalable. They call it being scalable. And then we thought that was important. So we thought, what would be the best kind of cleaning? And for us, we felt that office cleaning in the evening, because there were a lot of places that needed to have their offices cleaned, and there were a lot of people that we could hire and that we could train them, and we thought we could create good jobs in the evening, part-time, that would be stable, because folks may want to have their full-time job and then they wanted to add a part-time job at night. So we tried to do that, and we try to make it maybe 3 hours of cleaning a night. We try to customize the jobs so that people would want to stay. So we didn't have too bad of turnover. Now, in over 20 years running a commercial cleaning company, we had problems at times. We did. But in general, that target market helped us. For example, if we needed 6 hours of cleaning because it was a big building, we'd hire 2 people working 3 hours a night. Why? Because a lot of our folks had day jobs and they didn't want to work too much at night, just a little bit. A little bit turned out to be about 3 hours, 5:30 to 8:30, 6 to 9, 6:30 to 9:30, something like that. So we tried to create these really good jobs that they'd like to keep. Now, we also thought, well, how many days a week would they like to clean? Probably at least maybe 3 days a week. So we tried to target going after at least 3-day-a-week accounts. You're going to get a lot. There's places that only need 1 day a week. There's places that need 2 day a week. And you certainly can cobble together a schedule that makes up 3 days. You can, and we did. But in general, we said, let's try to go after accounts that need at least 3 to 5 days a week. Well, what does that mean? It meant we had to go after larger accounts, higher employee count, bigger building, they were more important to them, that they wanted to be cleaned every day or at least 3 days a week. So that's what we did. And then we thought to ourselves, what about how far away? Because, in a world where people are doing mass telemarketing or just picking up subcontracted work anywhere, or just doing cold email like crazy, a lot of which we think is crazy. We really believe in kind of the different philosophy of really targeting who you want to go after, and really going after them with physical stopping in to meet them, some direct response mail to them, but really this connection to, we try to go after places within about 45 minutes of our town, because not only could we target those buildings, we could hire for those buildings, we could do supply runs, inspection checks, customer service calls. So a lot of things were better for the convenience of managing those accounts if we kept it within 45 miles. So all of these pieces came together. Office cleaning in the evening, part-time jobs, hopefully about 3 days a week within 45 minutes. All of those things came together to make up the buildings we wanted to go after, the kinds of cleaning we wanted to offer our target market. Now, yours may be different than that. Folks could go after apartment buildings, construction cleaning, tile maintenance. Some of these jobs are more difficult in some ways, need more training. The stripping and refinishing of tile floors is a skill that takes time and experience to learn to do well, and you pay more for that to your employees. Then they learn this. But then also, boy, if you ever lose those folks, you're right back to square one, trying to find someone and hire them to get experience. And plus, those jobs aren't always Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They can be one-time projects, not all the time, but they're not sometimes as recurring. So there's a lot of thinking that can go into it, but I hope that me sharing how we decided helps you. Till next time, remember, You can do this. You really can.